Hey traders, checking in on the cryptocurrency space. We've got the Ethereum bulls leading the way. All coins continue to be extremely strong. Bitcoin has seen some nice follow through on its bounce, and we are setting up for a significant altcoin market as long as we can see some criteria maintained, and I'll show you what those criteria are. So starting with Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we've got a solid bounce off the lows that saw a move up to the 56,000 level, which is a 50% retracement. What does that mean? That means odds favor a daily higher low to be the result of this consolidation. So as far as I'm concerned, we have our all-time high, the low of the dump. Our daily lower high is set, 56.5 thousand, and now we're consolidating and scouting that daily higher low. And again, you pull up your fib retracement and it shows you the 50% bounce. If it was 382 or less, it would favor a bear flag, but it's not. So let's look at the short term, the 4-hour time frame. We had a little climax top on a Facebook rumor, and it turns out that it is just a rumor, and that is marking a temporary top. So we had a run up right at 4 p.m. when the market closed, because that's when Facebook earnings come out, and then we had a sell the news event, and that has marked our top. So on the 4-hour time frame, it's a potential bear flag right now. And a daily time frame is a potential bull flag. Those are two very different things. If this is as much consolidation as we see, we're going to be looking for continuation. But with this 4-hour bear flag, if we drop down and break the low of 53.5, the low at this point, then the odds of a daily bear flag will decrease a little bit. I like this 15-minute channel, which I just drew, and we might be breaking it already. This 15-minute channel is our guide for the potential 4-hour bear flag, and we did just break it. So the odds of a 4-hour bear flag now increase. Still a couple little support levels, a couple 53.8 and 53.5, but the 4-hour time frame confirming a downtrend would lead to further daily consolidation. So if I want an entry for a daily high or low, what do I do? Again, the number one question that you answer for yourself is, do you want to be conservative or aggressive? If I am aggressive, I'm going to be entering hourly oversold conditions, starting to scale in. I'm going to be entering hourly trend changes back to the bulls or 15-minute trend changes back to the bulls, acting on shorter time frames. If I'm going to be more patient, I'm waiting for a 4-hour trend change to set up back in favor of the bulls to indicate the daily higher low is shaping up. And what would that look like? Let's say we confirm this 4-hour bear flag, see another leg down, then we get a significant bounce. I could look to enter on a 4-hour higher low, anticipating a trend change back to the bulls. So I'm going to be very patient. I currently am back to all cash in my day trade and swing trade account, and I will talk about that with Ethereum exiting that trade. But Bitcoin, I'm being patient. And you can use the Bitcoin chart to be trading the altcoins, which I've done many times. And I could make an entry in ETH and make criteria and say, as long as ETH BTC is in a daily uptrend, I will enter ETH when it's shaping up that Bitcoin is giving us a daily higher low. So that is something I'm going to be watching for. I may not be entering Bitcoin on a daily high or low, but I will be looking to make entries in other names or Bitcoin on that higher low. And again, I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm in no rush to do anything. And the altcoin bulls would love to see a daily equilibrium be the result of this pullback into the first week of May and beyond. Because what that would do is set up a criteria for altcoin season where Bitcoin holds on and trades sideways and the dominance chart keeps dropping, which means money is just continuing to flow around our different altcoins. On Twitter, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about the impending alt season as if it's in the future, and in the short term it's coming. But look at the dominance chart. We've been in altcoin season for months. The equilibrium breaking bearish, as far as I'm concerned, that is the go signal for alt season. We are now in week number 5 of alt season. So that's my opinion on the matter. And I keep coming across all these Twitter posts, and I'm just talking to myself in my head, like, where have you been the last 5 weeks talking about the impending alt season? Anyways, the dominance chart is maintaining complete bear control. And as long as that is the case, we are looking at altcoins to outperform Bitcoin, obviously. Bitcoin would have to break our low of 47, what was the low? 47,000 if we're going to see monthly consolidation. What the bulls want to see is a monthly inside bar or better for May. because we're watching the pattern of a higher low every single month, and we know there is no monthly consolidation as long as that is the case. That being said, again, look at TCNNF just as an example. This is the USMJ stock, but look at the monthly candle that preceded monthly consolidation. It's very similar. So we could still see monthly consolidation, and again, it would have to be, in my opinion, either a big increase in bear volume. If we were going to drop straight down to a lower low, it would very clearly stand out on that bear volume. Otherwise, in my opinion, it would have to be a tightening range. Maybe we see a daily trend change to the bulls with a lack of follow through, which is just a weekly lower high, and then we see weekly consolidation to lead to monthly consolidation, a confirmed weekly downtrend, I should say. So there's many ways where we could still see monthly consolidation in Bitcoin heading into this summer, and I'm still keeping a close eye out for that. But in the short term, I am looking for a daily higher low. So again, just different mindset, different frames of mindset. Short term, I'm looking for a daily higher low. Bigger picture, I'm well aware there are multiple ways that this pattern could lead to monthly consolidation and a break of 47,000. ETH star of the show, one of the stars of the show, with all-time highs. So the trade that I've been talking about the past couple of videos, where I was in and had an average of 2170 on this drop, really good position, and I did stop out on the break of 26,000 here, and it was just me going to bed that night and saying, okay, this is a really significant move up, over 15%. I want to protect that profit. Stopped out. It was just a 4-hour higher low, and we are still continuing up, so definitely stopped out too early, but that's where my long-term no-touch positions come into play, because I feel no FOMO in the slightest at this point, and I will continue to short-term trade as I see fit as far as risk and reward scenarios that I like, and the long-term no-touch positions will continue benefiting from any missed action that I don't get a piece of. So ETH bulls have complete control. The 4-hour uptrend is our guide. Anything above 2672 keeps the 4-hour higher lows going. We're in blue sky breakout. The ETH BTC chart is in a significant breakout. We're getting extended. We will be due for daily consolidation here shortly, but look at the lack of resistance in this range, and this is definitely where the bulls can continue to outperform for a decent amount of time. And again, as long as we're in a daily uptrend on ETH BTC, I will be focused on ETH more than on Bitcoin. One more other trade that I took, and playing off that known Facebook rumor, just seeing it being posted, on TV and all over Twitter, I went back to 2017, Dan, and I went all in with a market order. This was just me, honestly, having fun and playing into that momentum, and certainly would not suggest anyone else do this. And I was keeping to myself while I did it. Trying to find it on the 1-minute time frame here. But what I did is I recognized an hourly equilibrium breaking bull, and I saw 4 o'clock roll around and said, okay, we got a significant move going. And so I market bought all in, instantly had a market sell all out, and my finger on the mouse over the button. So my order filled in the 55 sevens and 55 eights. And then I was just watching the 1-minute candles and just watching for the slightest sign, because I knew I was looking for a sell the news event. I knew there was a possibility where if Facebook did announce that they had Bitcoin, that we could see another leg up. So I was staying in for that possibility, but on the slightest sign of weakness, I bailed real quick, because again, it was an extremely high risk, high reward trade. And I was just watching these 1-minute candles, and I was watching the pattern of a higher low every 1-minute candle, and then I saw this volume on this 1-minute candle, and it looked like we were setting up for a volume climax, so I just exited and got filled in the 56 threes. So again, I did this all the time in 2017, 2018, where I would just all in market buy and all in market sell, and in reflection, I look back at that and say, well, I made X profit on that trade, and it was worthwhile. It was a day-and-a-half maker, but I also paid the same amount that I made in fees, an obscene amount, as we know, with Coinbase on market orders. And so I reflect and say, well, was it worth it? And the answer is absolutely yes, because if I don't make that trade, I don't have the X dollars in my pocket. So it's almost like, and I have that thought all the time, is it worth it? Because the only way I would do that trade is market orders. Because if I'm sitting there trying to place limit orders and trying to get filled, and if I don't get filled, again, 3 seconds matters on that trade. So it's a split second where I want all my coins now and I want all my coins gone very, very quickly. But I had fun doing it, and that's what's most important. And again, it's just a trading style that I haven't played with in the crypto space in a long time. It was almost a little nostalgia. Other coins, Litecoin. So Litecoin daily lower high, same thing as Bitcoin is what we're watching for. Hasn't formed yet. We have not broken the pattern of a higher low each day here. So this inside bar would have to break bearish. And again, without even looking, I know that the LTC BTC pairing has made a bull move on the daily time frame. Because if we hadn't, we'd be pulling back with Bitcoin right now. So there's your bull day, bull couple of days here on the LTC BTC pairing, which is staying strong on the weekly at this point. And there's still a lot of room to the upside on Litecoin. So continue watching, because again, we're just going through this cycle, and now we're seeing, altcoins like ETH and BNB and a lot of the major strong names getting some attention, and maybe in a few days from now, it'll be Litecoin's turn again for just its fast, hard, quick move for a couple days, and then it putters out. And that's certainly how we've been seeing Litecoin respond to the general altcoin strength over the last couple of months. So again, just looking at this weekly chart, I would be watching for, I would call this a double top. It's close enough. And I would be watching for a bull cross of these EMAs. The weekly EMAs are crossing bull for the first time in years. So it may not be quite done yet here for Litecoin. So don't fall asleep on it. There are definitely other coins that are stronger right now. But if we get up over this little double top, that's when things open up. XRP USD, daily bounce. Daily consolidation is underway. We're looking at anything over 941 as a daily high or low. 4-hour time frame is not confirming a bear flag at the moment, as Bitcoin is close to doing. It still could, but the daily consolidation on XRP is remaining stronger, and you can see the BTC pairing is doing the same thing. Trying to be a little daily bull flag, trying to back test and hold EMA, and if we see continuation, we're looking right back at the high of this move on the BTC pairing, and the US dollar pairing has a bit further to go, but it's a very solid bounce. I'd be watching for the potential of a weekly lower high on XRP USD unless that BTC pairing can significantly break out above 30.57. So simple statement, if XRP BTC does not break 30.57, we are watching for a weekly lower high to be the result of this XRP bounce and the fairly significant range between that high and the weekly high or low. BNB USDT, I've loved this BTC pairing because it just got so clear and tight, and we know we're going to get a break real soon, and with the bull break, obviously it's a very clear signal for bulls. So we're at a higher high. The daily EMA 12 continues to be a great guide here, and the BTC pairing, the US dollar pairing, USDT, is testing the all-time high here, and we are just a couple percent below it. So 4-hour uptrend on Binance, nice and clear, and just watching the bullish correlation with the BTC pairing. And as long as they both remain in a 4-hour uptrend, we'll be watching that all-time high on Binance. Matic has had some great attention recently, and it's keeping it up. 4-hour equilibrium bull break. Just kept putting in those 4-hour higher lows. So again, if I want to be a bull, and if I want to be a bit aggressive, I can recognize the high, low, lower high, and I can scale in, making a play off of 674. If 674 breaks, I will stop out because it's a 4-hour confirmed downtrend, and daily consolidation will then be underway. And if it holds, then obviously it's a nice, big, profitable trade. So a new all-time high, and the BTC pairing continues to do its thing and stay bullishly correlated. Bright spotlight on Matic as long as that is the case. A lot of strength out there. BTC pairing, or I should say BTC dominance, is our guide for alt season. And Bitcoin, we're watching for the daily high or low. The question for today, is this a 4-hour bear flag or not? And we should get that answer within the next couple of hours. And then we'll be watching for hourly oversold conditions if it confirms to the downside with another leg down. All right. Backburner trades on all these blue sky breakout names. First 5-minute oversold conditions, first hourly oversold conditions. Lots of opportunity. Congrats to all the bulls. Remember to continuously check in with yourself about your game plan. Long-term no-touch positions, forgot to mention it. ETH is now worth more in US dollar volume or US dollar pairing than Bitcoin is out of my long-term no touch for the first time ever. And that's over 4 years. So that was fun to watch. Just they slowly get closer, 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 and just now getting above it. So that's just a little imaginary race that's going on. I'm imagining them as horses. All right, do good things. We'll check back in, establish those game plans. This is the original mom and dad couple, where the female was born here 2 years ago, I believe. I can just tell because she's the most comfortable duck with me out of anybody. The other female and the other partner had their 12 chicks from the other video, but I think they were just born here and then they moved them to a neighbor's pond because they left after day 1. So we're going to see what these two do with their brood. I don't know if brood is the right word. Their bunch of babies. Wildflowers still killing it. Not mown until they're done. These maple trees had some really cool bright pink seeds hanging down, but I missed them when they were in their prime. In Maine, they have a prized kind of fern called fiddleheads, and you harvest those and you can pickle them, a local delicacy. I assume they're in other areas too, but I had never heard of them. This fig tree is about to explode this year. It's on its second full spring and summer. And you can tell the first year that you plant perennials, they establish their roots, and that's really what they're focusing on. The second year is when they explode in the upper growth with new growth and leaves and flowers. Excited to watch what this one does this year. This is a big serviceberry, I think it's a tree. It's one of the first berries that come.